it's in your hands.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, continuing on, I know we covered quite a bit already, but yes, I mean, we only just thought of recording it now. So the other thing that I wanted to ask Mo, I know Ubox is part of the ecosystem as well as is it where do you, what byte? I think it's what byte or something like that. It's like the
Watch bikes.
what but yeah, the two companies that are in the ecosystem already. So the earnings that we earning, yes, we earning obviously, the nodes produce they produce the earnings or yields there as such, but there's also other activities that are involved within the ecosystem and how we actually made money, like through Bitcoin
Yes.
mining, AI data centers, stacks, perpetual exchange. So what I want to ask is how much of this is produced directly by, let's say, Syntera, you now as a company, and how much of it is integrated, like from the other projects? Is it all just,
Great question.
yeah, so is it all just one kind of, you consolidate the earnings and then that's how then we earn
So,
as such?
so how the company works is you just ask. I love smart people who ask the right questions, and they say the key to life is asking the right questions, and I truly believe that. So you asked all the perfect questions. So the what SynteraX is, because of legislation, to set up all the lawyers, we have put in. We are a marketing company, even though our founders, our partners, and ourselves, like we own the What Byte, which is in Edmonton, Alberta, even though we own some of the like decentralized exchange and other stuff,
Yeah.
we don't know, about the partners. It is done through Ubox. Ubox is the reseller. We're the marketer. So Ubox has the relationships. The marketing is set up that way, and then Centera X does the marketing for them. So Centera X doesn't hold any of your money.
Right.
Centera X doesn't do any of the owning of anything. And
Yeah.
Centera X is just the bridge to Ubox, and
Mm.
Ubox brings all the right. Because Jay has between us, he has payment processing companies that we
Right.
could bring. Because of him, the credit card, like we got some very good deals. Because of him, Bitmain gave us the machines, and so we're very blessed to have such a incredible person. And I'm not saying this is a fact, but when
Yeah.
we go to the market, what you think having some people that work for biggest exchanges in the world understand right now we have the biggest liquidity providers and market makers working for us. Now it doesn't mean our token is going to go up 100, 200x or 50x or even go up at all. There's no guarantee, but these guys don't take any money. They're putting millions in our project, but they have a vested interest for the project to do better because
Yeah.
they're not going to put in their own money. Second, the exchanges are not going to ask us money. The big exchanges where you have to have millions of users, we already have those connections. And it's all like a mafia. I shouldn't say this on a quarter of the call, but it's all about like good old boys club. Who you know is not what you have. So we have the connections to the biggest exchanges. Some of our partners actually work for them, help them create their token and all that sort of stuff. So we understand how to make this token valuable by adding infrastructure to it. So great question.
Yeah.
Long story short, we don't own anything. We're a marketing company.
Yeah.
Ubox is a reseller, and yeah, that's how we do things.
So even the layer one blockchain as well as the yeah, like the obviously they Ubox has the data centers, they do, all of that, but the layer one blockchain is also Ubox's or not, because Syntera is just kind of like a distribution, let's call it like
Yes.
Syntera has the rights to distribute, or to market Ubox as such. So to bring exposure to these various, Web3 projects as such, right? We just expose these companies. We market them as a company. So
Correct.
what I wanted to just to dial in on is, the layer one blockchain. That's all Ubox's baby. That's Ubox's product, right? As well as the Xflow tokens. So that's basically coming from Ubox.
No, the Explo is actually in a foundation. We have a DAO.
Okay. All right. Also,
Yeah, we have a. If you look at the tokenomics, I think gentlemen like yourselves would really appreciate it. I, it was said simplify tokenomics, but the tokenomics is actually very not simple. It took me 2 3 days, and it gave me a headache when I'm very good at understanding the tokenomics.
yes, yes.
So
Okay.
it tells you by the cent what project's coming, how much money is going where,
Yeah,
what's allocated to, where's the DAO, what's the release. Like we went to our developer, they say, guys, this will take at least 3 weeks. We've never seen anything like this. You need 9 smart contracts to put this together. So please take your time. If
yeah,
you they have seen a better tokenomics simplified, and it's not simple at all. If it does not, it explains. Put it in any AI. It'll tell you this is one of the most thorough uh,
mhm,
uh, tokenomics you've seen because every single cent, how the DAO system works, what makes it, how the release is, when it's released, why it's
mhm.
released, what mechanism needs to be open, and he needs 9 different smart contracts. And if you were going to do this outside, it would be like $120,000 just for these 3 weeks. So we're doing it in house, much cheaper, but still, it's not it's not a simple smart contract just to give out tokens. So what
Right.
we have, guys, is a very long term. The team
Yeah,
tokens doesn't come out for 24 months. So where are we going to do it? We have, as a team, if we want any tokens, we have to buy it.
yeah,
Everything's on the DAO released, time release is proof of action and proof of
yeah,
consumption. So the
yeah.
way it's set up is a very fair model.
Yeah, I
Too
like
fair.
that. I like that. Also, the fact that the 15% that comes in, it goes back to buying tokens or banning tokens essentially. So that's a good mechanism to maintain the price, if not to improve the price as well, to increase it. So yeah, so I thought that was a good one as well. Now, before I move on, so the layer one itself, it's SynteraX's blockchain, right?
Correct.
Okay.
X,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. All right. And then just maybe two or three more, and then I'll hand over to the other leaders here.
No, bro. Go
Um,
ahead.
So regarding okay, so incentives. Look, we obviously talking here, these are leaders on the call. So we'll mainly dwell on also like the bonuses, etc. So I noticed the comp plan is great, by the way. It's well constructed and I think it's very sustainable. But I also just wanted to know if you'll be adding any, let's say, incentives or anything like that, like for hitting rank apart from obviously the bonuses that you get for hitting rank, but like the once-off prize, for example, that you usually get, let's say if you hit the runner or builder, you get, let's say,
Yes.
yeah, like a $500
Great question.
prize.
No, we're not gonna do it right now. But how we gonna do it is when the token's out and we are past third. We don't want to give bonus tokens at this stage at 0.0025 cents. So
Yeah.
we have a 25% for bounties for rewards. And how we're gonna build a community is to give tokens. And once people hit there and once the token is stabilized,
Yeah.
and once we're in the market, this should be about 2 months. We will have bonuses and a very hefty bonuses for people that hit those ranks, and
Oh,
it's gonna be very rewarding. So right now I cannot go into it much, but to just let you know, yes, we will have it, and it will be very nice.
okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that would be great. Because already there's some really good benefits now already just for hitting rank. But yeah, it would be great to kind of get those incentives as well. So I'm glad you're also thinking along those lines. So that's good. Just to my understanding, I'd like
If
you.
I may, Vincent, please, I apologize for interrupting you. This is very important. I want to get this out before I forget. So, why this is so important? The way we made this,
Yeah,
it is very few tokens on the market, and we want to make sure this token is very long lasting.
yeah.
And the reason you see our pitch deck does not talk about MLM, does not talk about comp plan like everyone else. You go sit down and they talk to you 20 minutes why the comp plan, why MLM, because just between us, not fact. I'm not saying this is financial advice or it's going to happen.
Hmm.
When you want to go to Binance or OKX or big exchanges, they look at you and big VCs, and if they see network marketing, they already turn off.
Yeah.
go even our pitch deck, it talks about regular crypto.
Mm,
So all our presentation talks about crypto. Then when we want to go on Complan, it's the next, it's a separate slide. It's a separate recording. It's done on design. I know some people might not like it. They want to have everything, but I think we want to make this classy. We want to make this so your mom, dad, grandpa could come in and understand. Oh, I could invest in this. I could enjoy the rewards. I think this is easy. And some people don't like network marketing, and we didn't make this very network marketing heavy. If you
mm,
look at the comp plan, even the comp plan is not super MLM-ish.
mm.
So that's all I want to say.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that because I was going to ask because I've also noticed there's you get the comp plan and you get the the project itself, like the presentation. So I did notice that. So I'm glad that you actually touched on that. So it's by design and what you're saying makes sense. It makes
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay, awesome. So the debit card, will it just remain virtual or will we get the physical one as well? And
Physical.
also,
Both.
what's the turnaround time? Because I noticed I also did apply for the debit card, but it's still in progress. So
4 to 6 weeks, my brother. 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so is it just virtual or will we have the
No,
plastic?
no, no. Yeah, the so 4 to 6 weeks till we can actually bring it to our the API built into our back office. Then
Okay.
Then they'll ask you, you applied for this, please give us your address, then they'll send it to you. Or if you want a physical card, you just gotta pay $50 extra. They'll send you one. Or for 100, they'll give you a virtual credit card. But it's $100,000 a day, and I've got a very good withdrawal limit monthly. Plus the fees are very low. And once the X flows out, you can stake your X flow, get a cash back on like a crypto.com card. As well as, don't count me on it, coming up in the next 2 months, you could have borrowing and lending, and you could use it like a credit card. Let's say you have 10 Bitcoins or one Bitcoin or half
Nice.
a Bitcoin or $500. It will
Yeah,
give you $200 in limit credit. So when those credits are up, if you don't want to pay interest, they'll say top up your Bitcoin so you don't have to use your crypto. So you use it like as a collateral for the credit card. So borrowing, lending, very, very cool. Cool concept.
I like that. I like that. I like that. So is that now what forms part of the vision? Because I also wanted to ask you, what do you see now with SynteraX in the next, say, 6 months to a year, as far as like the ecosystem expansion and all that?
Yeah, great question. This is a very, very good questions. I love intellectual conversations, and it's an honor to speak with you, gentlemen. Especially Winston, I could see you are very. And I'm not just saying this, Paul and Kaleem. No, I don't just say things to butter people up. It's really an honor to talk to somebody who has the right questions. That means you're very intelligent in this industry, and it makes me very happy to have these kind of conversations. So
Thanks,
the
thanks.
6 month. Thank you, brother. 6 month plan, we're not looking to move too fast. To be very candid with you, 6 months, we just want to make sure everything's working fine. Everything is on smooth. The comp plan is working well. The products are in place. We just want to make sure that the trading, the layer one, and the exchange and the credit cards are working, just to make sure that everything is working well before we expand. And people could go in, the bugs are out, the communities, because we got people like I brought in $1.8 billion in sales, guys, not to impress you in the past, just to impress upon you that we know how to build. We know how to build very big. I just don't want to bring people like in masses in a system that's not 100% ready yet. So when the system's ready, we don't even need many people. We could build this whole community, and that will take the Exflow token to the next level. So right now, my only goal with Jay is to make sure the ecosystem is maybe even 2 3 products is perfect. Once it's there, then we could be a C D F. First, we want to go A and B. A and B is done as CDF, then so on. So I don't want to tell you all a bunch of stuff that's not going to happen. We just want to make sure the card is right,
Yeah.
the dex is right, and the trading. That's it. Those are a main focus, and people are getting the yields. The Bitcoin mining is on the J's side. Make sure that's running well. It's Here's the thing. There's some things that are under our control. The safety. So hopefully, if the safety guy comes and it gives us times up, it'd be another month and a half. We could get that up going. That'd be really key with the data center. and making sure our node systems are right. Just make sure the develops right. So in the next 6 months after that, we want to expand big into countries. We want to bring the community because my goal is we can get, yes, we can make money with the comp plan, but our goal is to really have generational wealth for my family in the Xflow token. As you can
Yeah.
see, Jay does he did a phenomenal job with the tokenomics, and
Mm.
we don't give any extra tokens. We don't burn. We don't go out and do stupid things. Even on what tokens we have, 6 month lockup. The bonuses we have is right now people buy the 20,000, they get 22% boost, but that's on a second level boost, not on 0.025. That's at
Oh,
six
okay.
cents,
Okay.
and that is a 1 year lock minimum. You can't even unlock it early.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we have a very good tokenomics on here. We want to make sure that it is got good utility, and the X my only to be my personal goal is to make sure the Xflow tokens does extremely well,
Mm.
and not financial advice. I love to see it around 10 cents and up because I think that would be very on the right track and make sure we have the right utility to it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. That sounds good. Sounds good. So the other thing now, Mo, I promise this is maybe the last one or two
No
before I
worries.
open up to the leaders, is for the USDT earnings, right? Is there a cap on that to say maybe 400% or 300%, or is it as long as you like what's the requirements there? Is it as long as
Oh,
you
good question.
holding, as long as you're holding the Xflow tokens, you're eligible to earn USDT, or as long as you bought a package, is there like a cap there?
Good question. Good question. We're looking at 5 year max on that.
Wow.
And once you 3.5, was it 3.5, 4 times, 3.5 times your I have to double check exactly. I don't want to tell you the exact number,
Yeah.
but there is a cap on it, but it's nothing
Okay.
bad.
Right.
It's 5 years or 3.5x, I believe. Whatever comes first.
Right. Right. Okay. That sounds good. Okay, that sounds good. And that's regardless whether obviously the Expo tokens, I mean, there's a vesting there and it's like a 24-month vesting period.
No. The token. So there's a 24-month total. The first 6 months is the
Oh,
lockup,
it's
but
a
if you want
cliff.
to
Yeah.
unlock early, there's a small penalty,
Right.
30% tax for 6 months. If you unlock it's 5 month, there's a 20% tax.
Yeah.
Fourth month, 15% tax.
Yeah.
Third month, 10%. Second month, 5%, and 6 month no tax.
Right.
And linear 2 years, the tokens comes here.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I want to get to say after 2 years, when you've received like all your
All,
tokens,
yeah,
right, you will still continue to earn your USDT, whether you have
exactly.
the tokens or not, you've received all your tokens, but you're still earning by virtue of obviously having bought the pack. And
Yes.
yeah,
And
for
I
the
want to be
next
very
3 years.
transparent with you, gentlemen, that the earnings are going to be transparent where it comes from. It is earnings on the profit. So once we pay out commission, obviously you cannot pay like 80% and the commission. You know what I mean? So whatever the profit is, we let the community know it is real businesses. It's like investing in a real world business.
Yeah.
And yes, our trading, that's the biggest return
Mm.
besides the Bitcoin mining coming up. And if Bitcoin goes up, our percentage will be a lot more. If goes stays low, our main source of income would be the trading, and
Okay.
everything is very transparent because the businesses we invest in, we believe in a real world business and real world assets. So
Right.
everything we have is in it's in the ecosystem as real. And I know people say that bullshit, but when I look at the numbers, brother, they pay out 15 to 20% to the investors, and they pay out 50% commission. And I'm
Mm.
looking at it, I'm like, how does that even work? Like, how in the whole like I'm a numbers guy. I'm a
Mm.
very and I do the numbers. I'm like, okay, well, it's one of the two. You could be a very heavy on the ROI with the people, or you could be the common. You can't do both. So whatever the real numbers are, we'll let you know. You can see it, and people can know that we're here to stay because
Mm.
I don't. You guys know me for a long time. If you go Google me, I've been on Forbes, I've been on Rolling Stones, Cointelegraph, all not in MLM, all in crypto.
Yeah.
I was the first advisor for Celsius. We did very well there. Unfortunately, he didn't follow through. For Icon, myself and Ian Belina, That was a blockchain for Korea. It went from when we got in 1.5 cents, it went to $12. I was one of the advisors, unfortunately, for Voyager, which became Bitcoins. That Voyager, that
Mm.
went from we got in a couple cents. It went up to $10.
Yeah.
But it was very good. They had big plans, but it never materialized to what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Also had my own coins and major exchanges. Plus, we helped out start with coin payments and lot. Power Ledger was a big one
Right.
for a while.
Never Power Ledger. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been a part of major companies. Why I'm telling you this is I want to save my reputation. For me, I got enough money. I might not be a billionaire. I might not have 100 million. I might not have 50 million yet, like saved up. But I have enough to be able to have a couple generations don't need money. So
Mm.
it's not about making extra zeros. Everyone that knows me, I live below my means. It's
Mm.
building a legacy and being able to travel places. Right now, I'm looking at people. They can leave Dubai. I'm in Asia now. I'm gonna come to the States, because
Mm.
they touch so many things and they Interpol and FBI. So here, I I usually don't even put my names behind the companies, and I'm behind this company. We're pushing it hard because I believe in it, and I'm all in. And the thing is, Jay Howe putting his name here, and also for us working, we
Mm.
believe in this. So we want to be able to walk and do things and make sure this lasts a long time.
Yes, yes. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so I was also on Celsius. I actually loved it. I loved it. I actually did what you were saying earlier, the borrowing and lending. I did it on Celsius. And 2021, I mean, it was a good year for me. And yeah, I did the borrowing there and it was great. It's just yeah, obviously they had their own challenges. But yeah, so um guys, the floor is open. Um, if you have any questions, please do ask our CEO here on the call. So yeah, I'd like to just take this opportunity now to just open the floor to the leaders who might have some questions there. So over to you guys. I think they should be able to unmute themselves, right, Paul? Yeah. So
I
yeah,
think Paul's having a hard time unmuting himself.
I see. But
No, they're fine. They can unmute. Everybody should be able to unmute if they have
yeah,
questions.
right, right.
If
So
not, type in the chat and I'll help you unmute.
yeah. So anyone there, leaders? Anyone, you guys? And then, oh, whilst I remember now, especially here, in Africa now, Mo, I just would like to know, say for leaders as such, if there would be not, okay, let me rephrase it. Because obviously this is we in pre-launch right now. And like I said earlier, I'm looking at this like on another level because I can see where it's going. But would you say you have any form of support that you can render to the top leaders here or in Africa? Somebody who says, well, I want to take Syntera to the next level and create major awareness of this. So, but I would need, let's say, for example, some marketing or anything of that sort. So, do you have anything
Uh,
like that in mind?
sure, guys. I really appreciate that, and I know for for marketing in Africa, it might be different marketing in Europe. You need
Yeah.
different strategies for different markets. I'm a builder myself first before I became an owner, so I understand where you guys come from. If you don't mind stopping the video as well,
Oh,
recording,
yeah. Yeah.
because
Right. Right. Sure.
yeah, thank you.